Mr. Speaker, my sincere apology. The Department of Primary Industry and Marine Resources has continued to strive to deliver the President's six-point strategy with Bougainville's first high-impact project. The Tonolei Integrated Agriculture Project is a key project identified under the Independence Roadmap for Bougainville to achieve economic independence. The President, in his speech on economic development in April 27, 2022, stated that as Bougainville continues to make great headway in its political development, we must ensure that our socio-economy and development is on par with our independence mission. It's time we procrastinate with plans that do not go beyond the paper they are written on. We must practicalize economic development and start earning revenue for Bougainville. Mr. Speaker, the Tonolei Integrated Agriculture Project was first initiated by the people of Konno in the last government, and the ABG has only facilitated various stages of implementing the project. In line with the local landowners and the local leaders' aspiration, this project initiative took 14 years to come to the stage of implementation after going through the usual compliance and due diligence. Mr. Speaker, the DPI has carried out the ABG's decision to facilitate the process with the support of the PNG Forest Authority through various dialogue and consultation to ensure the project got off the ground. The Bureau of Inward Investment was part of the process to approve the inward investment application of a genuine investor willing to invest on Bougainville, knowing full well the high risk. The PNG Forest Board resolved at their meeting to grant approval as per the wishes of the ABG. The landowner company, Tonolei Development Corporation, is the permit holder, and the company KKCL was the preferred company of choice by the Tonolei landowners to progress the timber rights purchase under the Tonolei resource owners through a subcontractual arrangement for machineries and other equipment needed to operate the project. The PNG Forest resolved at their meeting to grant approval as per the wishes of the ABG. The landowner company, Tonolei Development Corporation, is the permit holder, and the company KKCL was the preferred company of choice by the Tonolei landowners to progress the timber right purchase under the Tonolei resource owners through a subcontractual agreement for machineries and other equipment needed to operate the project. Mr. Speaker, there were a number of key memorandum of understandings, including the memorandum of agreement signed between the ABG and an investor who was chosen by the landowners of the Tonolei timber rights purchase to develop their project. To witness the ceremony at the Hahila YC Hall in Buka, North Bougainville, over 200 landowners traveled in from South Bougainville for the event. Lipan Koresus was the last surviving director of the landowner company, Tonolei Development Corporation, signed on behalf of the landowners. Mr. Speaker, many landowners, starting from Block 1 to 7, also signed as witnesses to the ceremony. The ABG Timber Landowners Signed Investment Agreement, April 11, 2018. It was covered under the New Dawn News. 1.8, a more recent MOU was also signed on the 5th of November 2020 at Kuri Lodge, Buka. Between the ABG and the Tonolei resource owners, this was witnessed by Minister for DPI, myself, and the Secretary DPI, where the President thanked the Tonolei resource owners for the confidence given to ABG to facilitate their project. The last Momes Nisira government was also instrumental and supportive of this project and facilitated a reconciliation ceremony in March 30th, 2018, where Chief Dr. John Momes praised the people of Konno, Wisai, and Kokoda and called for the reconciliation among the leaders, including the national members, Honorable Timothy Masiu, and the constituency member, Honourable Willie Masiu, with the ABG forestry officials. 2.1, Mr. Speaker, as mentioned earlier, the project process was stringently followed through in accordance with the national laws and fulfill the protocols and requirements of the PNG-FA, adhering to the PNG Forestry Authority Act 1991 and the Forest Regulation. Just law clearing also all powers and functions law forestry am still stapiat one time national government. So in terms of the issue of the license, it was actually issued through the national government, and through law, before the license get to be issued by the national government, it has to come through the inward investment policy, Blomipla law, Bougainville passed them through law, one time in partnership with the DPI, to ensure that all this due diligence are in process before national government would give any okay to the certification. So the DPI has facilitated various awareness programs, including meetings with local people, including leaders, clans, and block holders from 1 to 7, and attended meetings and consultation with the management and the board of PNGFA and companies executives, including a trip to the company headquarters by the ABG officials and Tonolei leaders during the last government. So with all the infights that was going on media and things that are being said that consultation wasn't done, there was consultation carried out throughout. In somewhere in between, I did get information that there were some landowners who were not happy. We did send some of our officers to go and verify, and I actually urged them to have a petition presented to the department in a return and a signature as a petition to inform the department about the disagreement as to why they don't want the project to go on. We waited for almost 2 months and none of that was given back to the department, and the project was approved to be given the license. Mr. Speaker, in terms of implementation of future high impact project, my department needs the support of other ABG departments through a whole of government approach to better coordinate high impact project of this nature. In the meantime, we stand ready to deliver alternative projects that will equally deliver tangible outcomes on the ground. The majority of the people have spoken to the ballot and in support of the total independence for Papua New Guinea through the UN recognition result of an overwhelming 97.7% in 2019. Mr. Speaker, I stand ready to be corrected on the floor of this Honourable House that this issue of Kono is a legacy issue, present even before the Tonolei project was initiated, that there are factions led by warlords who have gained unprecedented control over the project site, resulting in this problem. There has also been other similar issues in regards to other high-impact projects that have continued to be a hindrance to the development of high-impact projects. This include clearing related to mining from Kiera to Koromira and Tinputs. Now we have Manetai Limestone and other projects coming up on stream. Mr. Speaker, the big questions that we as elected mandated leaders need to ask ourselves is, are we united with implementing the roadmap to independence timeline? What are we doing as responsible leaders, departments and agencies to ensure that these high impact projects are delivered on time and delivered safely in line with the aspiration of our people for independence? Have we progressed legacy issues that remain unattended and unresolved on the ground in terms of other so-called government factions, including Mekamui, Tonu, Uvistrek, who are still claiming legitimacy in terms of their illegal activities, contradictory to the wishes and aspiration of this government? How do we quickly deal with these issues? And what would be the ABG stand towards the ongoing issue in Konno once and for all? So a safer delivery of this project and all other high-impact projects on Bougainville can prepare us for independence. Mr. Speaker, since the issue of Tonolei, there has been positive meetings and dialogues between the local landowners and the people who have stood united after the fatalities and casualties with a determination to protect the project. There were also positive meetings between our government leaders with the company for the machineries to be returned to the company pending the stages on the ground to be improved to determine the future of this project. But as I speak, the company has actually withheld the tugboat not to come because of the security issues, and they're waiting for us in ABG to assure securities are in place so that they can send the tugboat to move the machineries. Mr. Speaker, the PNG Forestry Authority Board and the management has shared our sincere and heartfelt bereavement in the light of the issue and has vowed to continue to give further support to the ABG to prepare for independence with other more secure and safer projects as part of the capacity building and institutional strengthening, which I will be updating this Honourable House in the next sitting. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I would like to conclude by thanking this government for the opportunity to lead this department and to strive to provide visionary and strategic leadership in the midst of challenges to deliver the mandated responsibility of agriculture, fishery, and forestry sector, which is indeed a task that comes with a very high expectation from all stakeholders. And I am satisfied with the level of commitment and dedication displayed by my department in executing the very important priorities of this government despite financial challenges. It is also important to remember going forward, potential investors are watching, and as mandated leaders, we protect the integrity of this government in terms of working together in unity despite the different views and opinions that we share, and that we continue to give the undivided support to the Toro Ministerial government. And furthermore, the lessons from Tonolei and the mining sector will be a lesson for all of us as we prepare to implement other high-impact projects going forward into the future. And finally, Mr. Speaker, I would like to call on our colleagues of the Southern Parliamentary Committee to take a leading role in prioritizing economic activities within South Bougainville, providing a political leadership and support where it is necessary to build the confidence among our people in South Bougainville. Hotspots like Konno, Tonu, Panguna are Bougainville issues. We need to find a resolution to this chronic economic roadblock and build back public's confidence. Safety and law and order. Leaders, to achieve our independence benchmark, we need to take ownership of issues and not blame each other, but find ways to work together. God bless us all.
Leader of government.